God is actually speaking to you right now, but you're too busy, too distracted, or too discouraged to hear his voice. Imagine missing the most important message of your life just because you weren't listening. That's why today's message is so important. Because God doesn't just speak to prophets or preachers. He speaks to ordinary people like you and me. And if you're watching this right now, it's not an accident. When life gets loud, when stress builds up, when the world throws 1,000 voices at you every single day, it's so easy to drown out the gentle whisper of God. But here's the truth. God has not stopped speaking. The question is, have we stopped listening? Sometimes we expect God to speak in thunder, in fire, in some dramatic way. But most often, his voice comes in the quiet moments, in the stillness of your heart, in the peace that settles when everything else feels like chaos. Maybe you've felt that nudge before, a sense that you should call someone, forgive someone, or take a step of faith. That's not random. That's God guiding you. The problem is, so many people never recognize it. We think, oh, that's just my thoughts. Or maybe I'm overthinking. But deep down, there's a voice that keeps pointing us toward love, toward truth, toward peace. That's the Spirit of God gently leading you. And when you learn to recognize it, your whole life changes. Let me ask you this. How different would your life be if you could clearly hear God's direction for your next step? Imagine facing tough decisions with peace instead of anxiety. Imagine knowing you're not walking alone, but being guided every single day. That's what happens when you tune your heart to his voice. But here's the challenge. We live in a world full of noise. Social media, news, negativity, even our own fears. They all compete for our attention. And if we're not careful, those voices become louder than God's whisper. That's why you need to create space in your life. Sometimes that means turning off the phone, stepping away from the crowd, and simply saying, God, I'm here. Speak to me. It won't always happen instantly. But the more you listen, the more familiar his voice becomes. Just like a child knows the voice of their parent in a crowded room, you'll begin to recognize the voice of your Father above all others. Think about this. If the creator of the universe wants to speak to you, don't you think that's worth slowing down for? Don't you think that's worth listening to? So here's what I want you to do. Tonight, before you sleep, take 5 quiet minutes. No phone, no distractions. Just sit still and whisper, God, I'm listening. And then let the peace settle in your heart. You may not hear a loud word, but you'll sense his presence. And that's where it begins. Friend, don't miss this. God loves you too much to stay silent. He's been speaking. You just need to lean in and listen. And once you do, your faith, your decisions, your peace, everything will shift. If this message touched something inside you, don't let it stop here. Hit that subscribe button right now, because every day we share encouragement that helps you walk closer with God. And share this video with someone who needs hope today, because you never know. This could be the exact word they've been waiting to hear.